Hi everyone, it's Lacey. Today we're doing a head to toe full body stretch. It's definitely a longer video, so hopefully you like it. We're going to just start with some neck rolls side to side. I have my hands on my hips here. Feel free to do whatever you want to do with your hands. Just go at your own pace. Breathing in, breathing out, and I will let you know when we're moving on. Okay, from here you're going to tilt your head to the right. Lift up your right arm and gently stretch your neck. I don't plan out any of these stretching videos. I kind of just do whatever feels good in the moment. You'll see me kind of twirling my wrist around just to get some blood flowing there. All right, now look down. And you can pull from the back of your head here too, to give it an extra stretch. Return to the center before coming up just to protect your neck. And we'll move on to the other side. So tilt your head to the left, lift your left arm, and stretch your neck over to the side. Feel free to stretch out your wrist on the other side as well. All right, and look down. A nice little cattail in this video. She'll probably be in all of my videos. She's a ham. And return your neck to neutral. And let's stretch our arms overhead, down, up, and swing them down. A little bend in the knee if you'd like. Just kind of warming them up before we stretch them. All right, hands behind your head. And now we're going to pull the neck forward as we look down to stretch the back of our neck. You can kind of rock your head from side to side like I'm doing here. Just kind of gets into the sides of the back of the neck. All right, and from here, we're just going to fold forward. You can have a gentle bend in your knees here, kind of just sway from side to side. Just kind of elongate your spine. I have scoliosis, and you can totally see it. One hip is always higher than the other. All right, now we're going to roll up. We're just going to push our chest forward and back. Again, moving at your own pace. Try to really isolate your torso, so no movement in your hips whatsoever. Just breathing in and out at your own pace. Okay, now we're going to isolate going from side to side, isolating our rib cage again. So really try not to move your hips. They might move a little bit. I think mine are moving a little bit. But I'm still trying not to. And so should you. All right, and now we're just going to move our rib cage in a circle, all going one way. So reach your chest as far forward and as far to the side and as far back and as far to the other side as you can. Really make this movement as big as possible. All right, go the other way. I put my hands on my hips because it kind of reminds me to keep them from moving. All right, now roll your shoulders back. Taking a little bend in the knee in between if you'd like as you roll forward. Just warming up the shoulders. All right, and reverse. So rolling your shoulders forward. Make whatever shape you want with your arms. You can be fancy or weird like me. I look like a creature of some kind. All right, I'm just gonna move to the side so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just doing some arm circles with one arm going forward and one arm going backward. Trying not to move my torso too much, but really trying to get as big of a movement in my arms as I possibly can. All right, and reverse. This is my first video. I really hope you get out of this what I want you to get out of it. I felt great after I finished this. Okay, moving on to arm stretches. Reach your right arm across your body and gently pull it with your left. I'm listening to my own music here, so I might be dancing a little bit. Have fun with it. Switch arms. Roll out your ankles like I'm doing if you'd like. Scratch your face if it's itchy. Why not? All right, and from here, we're going to lift up our right arm, put it behind our back, and our left arm is going to twist the opposite way behind our back. I'm going to turn around so you can see what's happening. Kind of clasping my fingers together and pulling. All right, that really hurts my shoulders. My shoulders are super tight, so you might want to shake it out a little bit before you move on to the other side. I apparently wanted to shake it out for a long time. All right, so left arm up, right arm down and twisted behind you. Please feel free to leave comments. I would love to hear what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, and what you would like to see me do. All right, from here we're going to move to a wall. And you're just going to place one arm behind you. Try to keep it at shoulder length. And from here, you're going to kind of rotate your chest out until you really feel a good stretch. You shouldn't be able to rotate too much. If you can, well, it's impressive. The most important thing is to keep it at shoulder height. All right, switch over to the other side. All right, this next one's going to be kind of weird. If you're offended by butts, I'm sorry. This is how I had to do it. So hands up the wall, and you want to first focus on trying to get your armpits against the wall. And from there, you're going to kind of arch your back to get an even deeper stretch in your armpits. Make sure your chest is also against the wall. And in hindsight, I would have liked to show you this from the side, of course. You can really see my scoliosis in this posture for sure. But I'm working on it. All right, from here, clasp your hands behind your back, roll your shoulders back. This is me showing you. All right, chin up, and we're going to lean forward. Kind of like gravity, just pull your arms forward as far as possible. Okay, from here we're going to get down onto all fours and we're going to stretch back into a child's pose. So feel free to have your knees together, or you can have them apart like I do. I always feel like I need a little extra space because my hips are fairly flexible, so I need a little more room. So knees apart works for me. Just hold it here and breathe. Definitely getting into the shoulders a lot in this routine. So reach your left arm up. We're going to thread it through our other arm. Just kind of rest your head down there. Get a good stretch in your shoulder. I'm realizing now I cut all of that off of the video. All right, and now we're going to move on to the other side. So right arm up and thread it through. And just rest your head and use your other arm to twist yourself as much as you need to feel something in your shoulder and a little something in your spine too. All right, you can get out of it now, and we're going to come up to all fours once again. This time we're going to do some cat and cow. So inhale, drop your belly and look up. And exhale, round your spine, look down. Inhale. Exhale. Just do this at your own pace. I'm holding some for longer than others, definitely depending on how good it feels. And just keep going, moving with your breath. Okay, from here you're going to stretch your arms forward, kind of dive down with your chest and your armpits. This is basically what we were doing against the wall earlier. This is called puppy pose in yoga. You can have your forehead down if you need to, but if you can rest your chin on the mat, I recommend you do that. And from here, we're going to come up slightly and safely, however feels best for you, and just move your body forward so that you're lying down flat on your belly. We're going to go into Sphinx. So your upper body is going to come up, and you're going to be up on your forearms. And think about driving your elbows back and rolling your shoulders back. Your chest forward. I always like to do kind of a side-to-side motion here too. If you want to do that, feel free. So chest forward, shoulders back, elbows back. I'm doing some little kicks here. You can do those as well. Just bending each leg. Just to get a little movement in the legs. All right, now come down, and you're going to put your arms out to the side and kind of tent your fingers. Elbows up, and we're just going to push up our chest, a nice fluid motion, and come back down, up, and down, really trying to articulate your spine. Again, moving at your own pace, breathing in, breathing out. And this time you're going to walk your hands back as close to your body as you can and come all the way up with your chest and your back. And your hips can come off a little bit too. Head back and just bend as far back into seal as you possibly can. You can do some neck rolls here too, like I'm doing. Hold it. And come down. Okay, we're going to move back into child's pose. Hold that just briefly this time. It's a good counter pose. Whenever you're stretching your back, arching it the other way, it's nice to do some forward movements. All right. Okay, we're going to work on our wrists a little bit now. So come forward onto all fours and just move around in a circular motion one way. Trying to feel all parts of your wrist, all corners. And reverse, go the other way. Okay, now we're going to do some finger push-ups. I wish you could see this easier. I'm kind of just pushing up my upper body up to my fingers, so it's just the bottom of my wrists coming up. All right, and now flip your wrists the other way so your fingertips are facing your knees. You're just going to kind of rock back. Just rock back until you feel a good stretch. Definitely be careful with this one. You don't want to injure your wrists. Okay, now we're going to flip our wrists the other way. So the top of your hands are down on the ground. Just kind of rock back until you feel the stretch in the front of your wrists. My arms look broken and weird. Okay, shake it out. Get some blood flow going to your fingertips and your wrists. Do some weird moves. Get into it. All right, I'm going to face you. We're going to come up we're going to sit onto our feet, sorry. All right, we're going to stretch over to one side. We're going to get a nice side stretch here. Whichever side you want to do first is fine. As far as you can go. This always feels really good to me. All right, and switch sides. Okay, now we're going to come up to kneeling. And whatever side you started on the first time, you're going to put that opposite leg out so you can again stretch to that same side. And you're going to stay here just for a minute, and then you're going to try to reach back as far as you can. Just hold it. All right, and come out of it. Now you're going to do the other side. I always do this kind of, it's a kind of a hip lubrication, I guess, just one little bend. All right, and go to the other side, hold it there for a minute, and then stretch back as far as you can. And hold it there. You're probably going to notice that one side feels a lot more comfortable and that you can go further on one side. If you're anything like me, I am not balanced at all. Okay, you can come out of it, and we're just going to move into a cross-legged seated position. Just kidding, I lied. We're going to do a butterfly first here. So soles of the feet together. Kind of just lubricating the hips here. Just fluttering the knees. Rocking out if you're listening to something cool. Okay. And now we're just going to hinge forward with our elbows on the insides of our knees or our thighs or kind of wherever your elbows hit. And you're just going to use them to push yourself down as far as you can go. Okay, now we're going to work on stretching out our ankles just a little bit. So we're going to just point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. And you can really try to get a full range of motion on these two. A really fluid movement. You do one at a time. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, and flex, point, flex. And now we're going to flex both. Reach up and forward. And now you're going to point your toes. Stay down. You should be able to go further down with your toes pointed. Remember to try to get your belly first to your legs as opposed to your head, so you don't want to round your spine here. You want to hinge forward. I'm realizing how much I kind of disappear at this angle in all black. I look like a crouching bear or something. All right, now let's go into a straddle position. Try to make it as wide as you possibly can without rolling your knees forward. And we're going to lean over to one side here. Try to keep both hips on the ground. If you can flex the one toe that you're reaching toward. And if you can grab it, go ahead and then really kind of use that to roll your chest up and toward the ceiling. Okay, now you're going to kind of rotate your hips, face that leg head on, and lean forward. All right, and now you're going to move your torso to the inside of that leg. Just stretch as far forward as you can, again without rolling your knees. Okay, come up, and we're going to do it all on the other side. So first, we reach over to the side, reaching overhead, rolling the shoulders and the chest back. And once again, if you can, flex that foot, grab those toes, and roll your chest up toward the ceiling. All right. And now slightly rotate your hips so that you can face that leg. I just found a long hair and I was apparently very confused by it. Okay. And now we're going to stretch to the inside of that leg. So just kind of continue to walk your hands forward to pull your chest down. All right, come up, and now we are going to go to the center. So fix your straddle, make sure that you're as far as you possibly can go, and reach forward. Just kind of crawl yourself forward. Again, going as far as you can go while keeping your knees facing the ceiling. You don't want them to roll forward. You do if you want to go into the side splits, but that's not what we're doing. Again, you can see my scoliosis in this form too. I never realized how obvious it was. Just keep holding it. Just keep breathing. I know it's intense. Almost there. All right, and come out of it. Just, yeah, that hurt me too. Shake it out, shake it out. Hurts, but it feels good, you know. All right, just kind of rock back and forward. Do what you need to do here just to make yourself feel better about what just happened to you. Like to rock a little bit. All right, we're going to go into some seated spinal twists. So you're going to cross your, what do I have here? Your left leg over your right bent leg, and your right arm's going to come up and cross over the left leg. Now you're going to twist your spine. Twist it as far as it can go, but not all at the same time. You want to take deep breaths, and every time you exhale, you want to twist a little deeper. So inhale, exhale, and twist a little deeper. Cat cameo. All right, and we're going to move on to the other side. So right leg crosses over left, left arm up, crossing over the right leg, and twist. You want to really lift up as tall as you possibly can as well with your spine before you twist. You definitely don't want to do this hunched. All right, from here, we're going to swing our legs around, give them a little shake, 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 and then we're going to roll all the way down to our backs. And because this is a longer stretch and it's deeper, we're going to kind of hold this for a little bit. We're going to take any movements you want. Just really try to get as long as you can. For me, that's not very long. All right. We're going into bridges. So from here, move your hair and stuff out of the way. Hands behind your shoulders and lift up. If you can't do a full bridge right now, or I guess this is called wheel. You want to just do a normal bridge. So you're just going to lay down on your back and you're just going to lift your hips only. Take any variation you want here. I was, again, just kind of doing what feels good. When you come down, remember to tuck your chin first and then come down. And then just pull your knees in, roll out your spine. We're going to be going back into a bridge. This time, I tried to get my feet together and I tried to straighten my legs, which is not an easy thing for me to do. My back flexibility is definitely taking me longer to get back, but it has come a long way already, so. Again, take whatever variation you want to take. Feel free to hold that for longer. I didn't want to. That's a harder bridge for me to do, so I felt like that was my limit and I came down. Feel free to come down whenever you'd like. Rock out your spine. And then we're going to go into some figure 4 stretches. So you're going to cross your right leg over your left shin and pull it in. You can reach through your legs to grab your shin. You can reach over top of your legs, whatever's easiest for you to grab. All right, the next thing we're going to be doing is a straddle against the wall. So make sure you have enough room. I'm going to give you some time to get over there. All right, once you are in your straddle, hands behind you, just push your hips as far forward as you can. Try to get them flush against the wall. I actually can't go as far as I would like to go because I have a protruding heater. But I can kind of use it too to pull myself in. All right, the next thing we're going to be doing is splits using the wall. I like to use the wall because I like to go into over splits. And it's an easy way to practice that for me. If you want to just go as far down into the splits on the ground, do that instead. Otherwise, try the wall split. All right, so I'm starting with, I believe, my left. And I was trying to show you how far away from the wall I am. again, terrible angle. It's about that far. And that can always be adjusted, which I believe I do because this is my least flexible side. Just hold it. Just continue to try to push your hips against the wall. Try to get deeper and deeper with each breath. All right, and come down. You can roll out your wrists a little bit, getting ready for the next side. And oh, I have to press something. Hang on one second. This is my more flexible side, so I'm going to put my foot out, my bottom foot out a little further from the wall. The further out it is, the deeper your oversplit is going to be. Just kick up and just try to melt your hips into the wall. You'll be happy to know that this is our last move. I hope you feel great after this. I know I did. I know I felt extra limber after I completed this. Keep holding. Almost done. And you can come out of it. Once again, rolling out your wrists. I'm always doing wrist moves because I feel like they need it. We're on them so much when we're doing yoga or when we're doing stretches. All right, roll your shoulders back. Breathe in, breathe out. I really hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it. And I hope you want to see more. I'm planning on doing one a week. Thank you. Have a good one.